Allan Border epitomised the dogged determination of the Anzac legend. In a record-breaking career, he played the most tests, took the most catches, scored the most runs, and was always there when Australia needed him the most.
He had a determination that very few people had, and you just knew he was going to be successful because he wanted to be so badly that he wasn't going to let anything get in his way. And the fact that he played for as long as he did, the fact that he captained Australia for as long as he did was quite incredible because, you know, having been down that road and experienced it, you have got a use-by date. I mean, he extended his by about 3 times, and that was quite incredible, and I think it says a lot about the determination of the bloke. And you know, he was a very, very good player.
And what a shot, just wide of the fieldsman there.
Tommy drives, and it's through cover. Glorious shot.
That's a good stroke. Nice shot. That's 4 runs. On Border smashed that one miles. Straight over the square leg boundary for a big 6.
When I look back at my career, I think it's quite remarkable myself, you know, that I played so many games. To play so many games, you've got to be consistent. So I was that as a player. I was very relatively injury-free, so that was you know, a bit of a godsend. Whether it was luck or whatever, I'm not sure, or management, because I wasn't particularly overly keen on physical fitness side of things, but I kept myself in pretty good shape to play the game. So from that point of view, you know, I think it's a little bit of luck and good management that got me through.
He's hit that one very well. Over the top of the infield, it'll reach the boundary. He was the batsman, first of all, that for me held the Australian batting together. He was almost on his own, and it's not as if he was a Greg Chappell, a beautiful flowing stroke maker. I mean, he was a stodgy sort of player and accumulator of runs, although one of the things that I will never forget about Allan Border is his cover drive. I think he played the cover drive for a left-hander as well as I've ever seen in my life.
Beautifully driven. Glorious cover drive.
What a lovely shot.
That's outstanding footwork from Allan Border. Couldn't stick that one in the coaching manual.
He was a very fine batsman. I wouldn't say I wouldn't put him down in the classical stakes. He wouldn't be in your classical 11 batsmen of the 20th century. But when you wanted a guy to bat for your life, Allan Border would be in that 11.
That's a good shot. Straight over cover. A couple of bounces and up against the advertising hoarding. It's 4 more. And 150 for Allan Border.
Beautifully played. Just a fraction short, and away it goes for 4.
It was one of those situations that, you know, I found myself in a lot in that period where backs to the wall type scenario. New Zealand had made, well, late 400s into 500 runs, so we were basically trying to save the game almost straight away, and it was just one of those things of occupying the crease. So it was just one of those innings, you know, reasonably boring as far as stroke play and all the rest of it, but because I batted for about 10 hours, I was able to make a big score.
Wow, what a shot. By Border.
I started to become aware that I was closing in on 7,000 test runs, which meant that I would go past, firstly, Don Bradman.
And that single means that Allan Border has now gone past Sir Donald Bradman, 6,996 runs.
And then Greg was just a few runs past that.
Allan Border, Australia's greatest run getter in the history of Test match cricket.
the ground announcer would make this milestone. Oh, that's Allan Border's 150. The crowd would clap, and then, you know, whatever the next milestone. I can't remember how many were actually I reached, making 205, highest score in Test cricket, etc., etc. First double century, and it just went on. And I can remember Martin Crowe at one stage coming up to me. It must have been when I'd made my highest Test score, 200 not out at that point. He said, "Oh, geez, I'm getting the total shits with this Border. Like, how many more milestones can you break in this one innings? Can you bloody well get out and get out of here? Because I'm just sick and tired of clapping, you know, your wonderful feats in this particular innings."
Yes. And there it is, Allan Border's first 200 in Test cricket.
It was just quite amazing how that innings sort of went on for hour after hour after hour, but the different milestones I went past. So I've got pretty vivid memories of that particular innings. I was aware of approaching that particular milestone. Playing against the West Indies, so a very important Test series for us. And obviously I was keen on, you know, doing well because we wanted to take on the West Indies and hopefully beat them. But yes, the other side of the coin was approaching this milestone of 10,000 Test runs, which was, even in my own mind, I think, you know, I thought this is just quite extraordinary that, you know, the player that I am would reach this sort of area of cricket, 10,000 Test runs.
I think Hoopsy was bowling, Carl Hooper, punched it wide of mid-on for a single and called him through, and it was like, you know, I was sort of straight up the other end, you know, fantastic, 10,000. Gee, I've carried it how many now, AB? You know, it's like we had a bit of a laugh about it, and he acknowledged the crowd. Tremendous achievement from Australia.
Full toss and whacked away by Border.
I remember playing this pretty ugly sort of a sweep slog shot off Deepak Patel in Christchurch against the Kiwis. So instantly I know I'm past Sunil Gavaskar's record. So, and there's not many people there, only a few thousand people watching the Test match at Christchurch at this point. So not a rousing place to beat a record like that. So there was rippling applause around the place because I've got the feeling that people are aware of the achievement. And Ian Healy comes up to me, and I've got my bat raised and I know what's going on, and my teammates are clapping from the balcony there, and he comes up there and he's got this quizzical look on his face. He says, "What the hell's going on?"
There was no one in the ground, and I was thinking, gee, AB's getting carried away with this, and you know, I thought he had 4 more to get, but he was right, he was there, and I was down the other end standing on my bat, and then I said, "Geez, you're carrying on a bit," and he said, "That's it." I went, "Oh, sorry," and up I went, and so I was there, I didn't even know about it.
He's got that one away, and that's it. Allan Border has reached 11,000 runs, and appropriately too, he's pulled it away for his second boundary.
You do know yourself how much effort goes into it and how difficult it is. Yeah, very, very special moment because you know how hard it is and how hard the game can be, and you know the highs and lows of it. So to reach that sort of milestone, very special.
But what a magnificent innings from a magnificent player. And congratulations, Allan, from everyone in Australia. You've done it again, son. And Australia really needed you. You came up with yet another big one.
Ian Botham